Roblox Town is weird. You pointed a gun at my head a year ago and asked me to describe town. I've told you to tell my family that I love them, because it's hard to describe the game. But if you ask me now, I gotta say that your town is a sandbox where you can mess around and with all the equipment or whatever you want, build wherever you want. Let's start out with what I like about the game. First of all, the freedom. Being able to go into a building and shoot everyone you see, or build a building for people to get shot in, is really what makes Town stand out from other games. I couldn't see the game without it. And second of all, the weapon selection. Town really does have a big arsenal for you to choose from like rifles to shotguns, revolvers, to even a musket. There's just a large quantity of guns, and they all manage to stick out from each other in their own way. Third of all, the building. The building alone brings out creativity and talent in some of the people in the community, and some of the creations that I've seen are actually crazy, like unbelievable. It even brings the community together. They have building competitions hosted on the Discord server, and the stuff people submit is amazing. And on a side note, I don't want to bloat, but I like when people can walk into my building in the middle of me building it and give me compliments and criticism for the stuff I make. However, of course, nothing is perfect. It's an unfortunate fact in life, and this extends to Roblox Town. First of all, the learning curve. Other than the gunplay, nothing in Town is intuitive. Almost everything you'd want to do in Town requires a tutorial of some sort outside of the game. If you want to get a gun, you need to type in a command to spawn that specific gun, and you gotta make sure that you put in the command in a very specific way the game wants you to, or else you're just not getting anything. This is the reason 90% of the player-made gun stores get any business. And if you want to engage in the building mechanic that I've been gloating so much about earlier, you gotta join the group, wait 1 hour unless you buy the Building Tools Plus Game Pass, go find a suitable area, type in the create plot command, type in the B tools command, and then you can make a basic build in Town. That's not even mentioning the rabbit hole that is wiring. Second of all, the lack of UI. Sure, there's an inventory and the save GUI, but it took me a whole day, to find out how to open the inventory. It's tilde, by the way, because the keybind UI said corpse, and the plot saves UI requires a command to open. Overall, Town is an alright game. It's pretty fun, but it's not the greatest. Imagine every video game is a water slide. The longer the slide is, the longer people will play it, right? But the longer the stairs, the harder for people to get into it. Town is a pretty long water slide. Stairs could be a bit shorter, so for now, I'd have to give Town a 7 out of 10. I'd like to state here what I'd personally change or add to Town to make it better in my eyes, and something that would net it a better rating in my opinion. First of all, one of the first things I'd change is adding another way to get weapons. I feel like either a weapons menu rather than an extensive list of commands you have to look up, or just have some scattered across the map. Maybe certain buildings could include weapons on the ground or the wall that don't despawn, or hell, you could just make guns drop out of the sky or something. Just the way you get guns currently is not ideal for new players who have no idea how to play the game. Secondly, I like to change the description. The game's page tells you absolutely nothing about the game right now, which contributes to why all the new players are so confused. Personally, I'd add these 3 points to bring up in the description. A, this is a game where you shoot people. B, use commands to get stuff like a spawn AK. C, maybe just add a list of all the basic commands, and that's about it for that. Third of all, for what I'd like to change, I'm not too sure about this, but you should probably change the branding. Instead of a single, extremely common word like Town, you could change it to something like Nowhereville, USA, like in the description of the game. And I'd definitely change the icon to something other than the default Roblox neighborhood template, because it makes people think that it's something unfinished, or you're just too lazy to get a real icon. I'd also like to connect the saved UI to the inventory menu. Like, when you open the inventory, there's another tab that you can switch to with all your plot saves. I'd also like to have an item spawn menu, like how Gary's mod does it. Lastly, I'd add better visualization for a lot of the things in the game, so there's quite a few, so get ready for another list. A. What space your plot is going to take up, like highlight the plot area around your character, and then make them confirm their placement. B. What stats a gun has, like damage or whatever. C. Who you killed and who killed you, like a kill feed or a kill cam. The game currently, it says who killed you, but that's not very helpful. D. How long your passive stats will last, or kind of like how the Wild West does it. E. Lastly, what command a gun would have to spawn it. And that's about it for a town. I like to give possible changes to make the game better rather than just complaining about its problems, because it actually helps the developer work on the game more than just complaining. Hopefully with an idea of what the community wants from it, or at least what I want from it. Also, Town is like my most played game according to RoPro, but that's probably because of me working on the accurate recreation of the Valentine Saloon from Red Dead.